So that's the only gift I got and gave. You know, it was £2. Bought it from a charity shop. Spent an hour putting a paint.
It's a nice gift. It is actually a nice gift. You did do one really thoughtful one.
Yeah.
I think it's just your quantity isn't really up. You need to get quantity up.
Quantity's way off.
I go just quantity. Quality isn't there.
All right, dropping.
We're on. Are we ready?
I think we can be. It's nice, man. It's nice to be back.
First episode back.
First
2025.
episode back, mate. Yeah. Thank you for covering. Appreciate you.
Mate, I didn't do much.
I like it when that happens. Genuinely, I like it.
What's that?
Well, when you do the podcast, because then I just sit at home and I just watch it like everybody else, pretty much. Apart from
I suppose it's
apart
weird,
from trawling through it for clips and timestamping and descriptions.
True,
And
that link I sent you. Oh, I mean, I can't believe I'm talking
Which
about
one?
it instantly. That link I sent you, the AI thing. I mean, it's pretty wild, isn't it?
It is pretty wild. I don't know. It is pretty wild, but I think there needs to be an element of
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, generally, I can't believe this is such a podcasty podcast. Straight in talking about AI instantly.
But if we're going to have a brain-heavy conversation, I'm going to need a little kick up the ass. I'll be honest with you. Quick magic mind.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I like how you set that up. Big fan
I didn't
of this
actually
stuff,
mean to.
Big fan. I honestly am taking this every single day. It is now part of the morning routine.
Is it? Yeah.
And let me tell you why. I'll give you a quick sort of, what would you call it? A story about how I use it. So I gained a bit of a caffeine addiction, I'd say, over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'll often in the morning, I'll make my coffee in my nice machine. I'll make my coffee. And then I'll have my coffee. And then about an hour later, I'm like, I should probably have another coffee. Because, you know, as you have one of something, then you might as well have two of something and three.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem. So instead of having the second coffee, I usually just have a Magic Mind.
Right.
Which you should apparently pair it with coffee, and it seems to work. And then for me, it's like increased focus. It definitely seems to lock me in if I'm doing like tasks, especially behind the laptop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Adds added focus, but the best thing is no jitters.
There you go.
Because the coffee jitters is a real thing.
So you're saying you've got sharper mind, lower stress, and better energy?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say it does exactly what it says on the little bottle.
What do you think it is about the magic formula that gives you better mental performance? Would you say it's like the lion's mane, the bacopa, and the cognizin?
Ooh, nice. It could be. I mean, they're all natural ingredients, so it's not like it's just a load of chemicals. It is a pretty much all natural thing.
Yeah, your stress seems lower as well. That could be
Telling you, dude, I'm a different dude.
Ashwagandha, L-theanine, or the turmeric.
Yeah, exactly. It could be. And the even better thing is, apart from the fact they don't have those annoying lids that stick up your nose, just as annoying, they don't use those yet, is it super easy? Just boom, whack it back, as they say. That's what they should have that on the thing.
Whack it back.
Just whack it back.
Yeah. Magic Mind, whack it back. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
So yeah, quick shot and then boom, you're locked in. I certainly do. It seems to definitely help my brain. So they also offer us massive discounts for people who listen and watch the podcast. So if you'd like to learn more, head to magicmind.com/companionjan. That's magicmind.com/companionjan. You can save up to 45% off a Magic Mind bundle.
45.
And I also learned they've also just launched a sleep version of this. So you've been locked in all day, have the sleep one, snoozy,
out.
Whack it back.
What's that one called out of interest? Magic Mind is like sort of like your mind is awakened almost.
Yeah.
How do you turn the mind off?
I don't know what the Magic Mind sleep's called. I think it's called Sleep Tonic or something like that.
Sleep tonic?
I'm not sure.
I like the idea of it, yeah.
It's perfect shot. You know what I've also started doing, genuinely?
Go on.
I keep the bottles, because obviously, let's be honest, bit of plastic, is what it is. And keep the bottles, bit of electrolyte in there, bit of water, a couple of those in my pocket. I know it's small, but I don't carry a water bottle ever when I go riding. So I just take a little bit of electrolytes and then, boom, reuse it.
In the pocket?
Yes, jacket pockets.
Go.
It's not too big, you know what I mean? It's not too cumbersome.
Nice.
And just like that.
I didn't know.
Kelsey over there is obviously going to catch it. Different Kelsey, but we can have it. So yeah, big fan of that, mate. I'm actually genuinely enjoying taking it.
That was
and it is an ad, and it's not an ad.
Yeah, that was straight in. I wasn't ready for that. You must have had one this morning because I wasn't ready for that. I was all ready to talk about AI.
I've had a couple, not today, but I have double dropped before.
I've had a couple.
I have whacked 2 back. Anyway, AI. I had an interesting conversation with someone the other day about AI, and it was, well, not say the brand, but the brand manager, and they got this company policy of no AI, not allowed to use it. Few reasons. They didn't want to use it for sort of putting together clothing blends and technical fabrics because they didn't want AI to have that knowledge and for other people to be able to access it. Because I guess if we're talking AI as in ChatGPT, that's pretty much it does. It learns off the internet, doesn't it? And it spits out
Does it learn off
information.
input as well then?
I think it does.
I guess it learns
believe
off
it
literally
yeah.
everything.
So they didn't want that, and then they also didn't want to use it because it just takes away that personal touch. And I think, and that's kind of I do use it. I'll be honest. AI, ChatGPT especially, use it a little bit for writing show descriptions, spell checking, all that sort of stuff. And I'm slightly concerned about creativity just sort of dwindling, and you're not using your own brain. You just like become this person who can type the best into this thing. That's worrying.
Yeah, totally. I mean, maybe it's evolution. Someone might argue.
That.
I find it,
and I agree in some respect,
deeply not engaging AI content. I find like the written form of it. I find is like as soon as I look at it, I feel as though, well, I don't know if I know, but I feel like this is fucking boring. Like,
soulless. There is something. It uses a lot of similar words.
I don't even know if stuff is AI, but like,
sort of pick it up and be like, I'd never say that. The weird thing is, though, I guess the more you use it, let's say we use it for the ride companion, it picks up the way that you might talk, and it'll mimic certain show descriptions. Let's just say, for example, or episode titles and stuff like that. So it does become almost an extension of you, which is worrying. But I don't know, man. I don't really know. I am on the fence with it.
Well, it's just getting
but if
better
you'd have asked
better,
me a few weeks ago, I'd be like, not all in, but I'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's helping me so much. But at the same time, it's like, does it take away that personal feel, especially with an email? You know, actually, in between Christmas and New Year, in the Gooch period, I did do like a day or two of work, and I sent an email with a friend CC'd, and he messaged me back. He's like, "Oh, you can tell your bike that email was amazing," and I'm like, it's kind of, it wasn't all ChatGPT, but I got it to read through all of my the email thread, and put together a response. And then I
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I changed it. You know, I made it a little bit more personal, a bit more me.
Put some spelling mistakes in
a
there.
Few spelling mistakes in, different fonts all over the place. But yeah, he was like, "Wow, that was a really good email," and I'm like, "Oh, it feels like cheating." Little bit feels like cheating. Little bit does feel. Well, it does feel like. cheating.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Also, because I know you brought it up for the like video stuff. So there's one you can use. Is it called Opus maybe or something like that? I'm not sure if people have heard of it before, but it's called Opus. And you basically, let's say you get a YouTube link and you put it into this technology, this AI thing, and it will then spit out the best clips from that episode that it thinks will go like most viral and stuff like that. And yeah, that's cool, but they're always like a bit off or like, and those when you use it for auto cutting, it's like, I've literally seen one this morning that someone sent me to okay for something, and you're like, it's just a bit off.
Captions often misspelt.
Yeah,
so it
captions will be
sounds like you're
misspelt.
saying something, and then as soon as there's like one misspelling, you're like, it doesn't understand the whole point of this whole clip.
No. Interesting. I mean, it'll get better, and it will save a lot of time, but at the same time, it's like creativity is so important, and I think as creative people in this room, I think we can all agree that a lot of it is that it's your physical input. It's sitting down, it's finding the stuff, it's working out, okay, I like that clip or I don't like that clip, not just letting some AI thing figure it out.
I agree, Davey, but that sounds slow, man.
It does.
That sounds slow.
Problem.
What, you have to sit and think about something.
That's
you
the
must
problem,
be kidding me.
Innit?
We need results.
We need more. What do you mean you're only posting 10 times a day?
More.
20 times a day. Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Lower quality.
Lower quality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think about it a lot. I do. I think about it a lot because, like you say, it can speed everything up. Like it can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, the quality's gone and it just doesn't feel like a personal thing.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there's lots of instances where it doesn't matter if it's personal, and maybe that's the thing that's where it can be used. I was thinking, I obviously used to work in graphic design, and if you do that, and if you're junior, anyone who's listening who does that kind of stuff, you'd spend a lot of time like image retouching.
Yeah.
And if you've done it, you're like, like it's like you're getting rid of like dust specks on a lens from a product shot.
Yeah.
Like I've spent honestly months of my life just removing tiny little details, zooming in, and that is now like I've spent so long doing it, and it's now redundant. Like you can just ask the software to do it for you. Yeah. And I'm not saying that like I would have loved to have not spent all that time retouching, getting rid of dust, removing tiny bits of stuff off, you know, for instance, like a death grip. You know how long I've spent removing all of the little specks and how long other people have spent, and now you can just do it. I
was thinking too about it the other day. So a while ago, I had a photographer do some photos of one of my old bikes, and he put like this beautiful night sky behind it. And this is going back probably 3 years. So at that point, you're like, whoa, that's clever, man. How have you done that? And he's like, oh yeah, Photoshop, and I did this and I did that. And which is amazing. Like, it's really cool. But it's taken away that, like, well, what about traveling to go and get that shot?
Yeah, it's not it. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's not it. And yeah, totally. Like,
there's a lot in that. And I don't know what it is, but when you see it, you're like, something's off. It's not it. It's fake. And I don't know what it is. It's like our brains can still, I feel like, maybe not all the time, because some of them are really good. But I think even with that one, you could be like, yeah, that wasn't there. That wasn't under a night sky. The lighting's a tiny bit off or something. But I guess, you know, if you're doing a bike shoot, it's a prime example, isn't it? You could be like, well, where do you want the bike shot? Oh, Mount Etna. Okay, well, I could go there, or
100%.
Or I can just stick it there.
Yeah, and back to that death grip of me spending all that time taking dust out, like, I could view it as like a waste of time, but also it's not. It's like, now you learn from it, and then the next photo you take, you make sure that you don't take it out the back. Or, you know, there's like things that you learn from the process of doing long, monotonous crap stuff. You can't just enjoy the cream on everything. It has to be like shit stuff.
Do you use it for anything then, out of interest, like AI stuff?
I don't use one bit.
No,
I don't use one bit, and it's probably just I'm so resistant to new stuff. It's like painful, honestly. It's held me back in life so much because I was late to Facebook, late to Instagram. I just think I just hope stuff's going to go away. I guess I just like stuff being the same. Yeah. So I'm very, very resistant, but
I'd love to hear from our listeners, viewers. How do you use AI? Do you use AI? Are you against AI? It's an interesting topic, man.
It is.
Because it's obviously going that way.
I just went on a shoot with Rue, actually. You said Mount Etna, and he's out there, and he was editing as we go to try and reduce his workload when he got home, and he wouldn't use generative AI on his shots, and I think
sick.
That's why he's the boss. That's why he's...
Because it's actually it.
Yeah. That's why when you think of mountain bike photography, his name comes up, Rue Fowler. It's because he's the real deal, and he's actually...
Where's the line, though, do you think, with that, as far as... So he won't use regenerative... Do you call it regenerative? Sorry. So where's the line with that, and maybe add in text or font or a... what would you call it? Like if you added flames, like is that... Should you light a fire to get the flame effect, or should you use AI? Like, where's the line?
I understand what you mean, yeah.
And I guess it's down to the creative, the filmer. It's like, where is their line?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a grayscale. I think just what I thought was cool about it was that he was, in a vacuum, he's strict about it. So no one has to see. It's just for him. Yeah. And that's what makes him really good. Yeah. And that's what makes someone, like just, he's got his rules, and he's not going to make the sky so blue. Yeah. Not going to make it look like some sort of psychedelic
No, not. I also just remembered another conversation I had with someone who's got a very big company. It's actually my partner's boss. Massive company, and they're leaning very much into AI and using it for their website and for various things that they do. And I was talking to him about it, and I guess there'd be a lot of people who maybe are a little bit naive to what it is and how it works, probably worried for the job. Like if they're a designer, they're going to be like, shit, like they could use this AI tool to then just make all the stuff that they make. But his opinion was really good, because it was like, yeah, we should use it to speed up certain processes, but there's always going to have to be a human to double check,
to moderate.
And also it's gnarly if we just lean on it and just think, oh, AI knows.
Yeah.
Because then we just get all sorts of ideas. It could say anything. And I've been guilty of that. I've typed certain things into it, like a question you've got, maybe it's about history or whatever, and it's just give you this answer and you're like, oh, that must be right. The process of learning to understand and to whatever. And I think even with this podcast, we do use it. Like we use it for editing a little bit. Right?
Yeah, true.
So, and it's similar to you with doing the death grip thing. I used to sit and cut every single episode for hours and hours and hours. And now we're blessed you can press a button, but you couldn't press a button and it's a completed, finished process. It still needs to be checked by a human. It still needs to be changed. It still needs to be moved around a little bit. Maybe it's got a little bit of it wrong. It's cut to you before. And do you know what I mean? There's still lots of that, but I think it's something that you should just use to help you rather than to just completely manage your workload or your process or your creative outlet or whatever it is. Because, I don't know, man, what do you become if you're just typing things into an AI tool? You're not creative.
No.
You have ideas, but you're not making them.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's got all the information. It has all the information. So if you just said, let's... for instance, with a guest, you just type in the name and you just say, I want a series of podcast questions for the guest. But but you're if you say you're guilty, but then you always add something because you have...
Definitely. You still have to check it.
Yeah.
And
it's like, in reality, it has more information than you. You've got years and years of biking and loving bikes and whatever.
That's the thing, because it could spit you out all those questions. Sorry to interrupt you. But then you still have to go, well, that's wrong, or that won't fit because that's not what we talk about, or you couldn't just rely on it.
No, it has to be something from your perspective, not just data. I don't even know what it get. To me, it's a crazy question because it gets to the point where it's like, it actually, as weird as it sounds, it gets to like the God question, because it gets to like, why is the sunset beautiful? If I could think about it. Whoa, this is a podcasty podcast.
But that magic mind's kicking in.
If AI has all the information on the web at the moment in the world, surely it can come up with a better answer than my crappy brain that's banged into the ground loads of times.
Yeah.
But it can't. I still have a view. I'll still see something produced by it and I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it sucks. I'm bored already.
Yeah.
Give me a spelling mistake, man. Woo!
Chris Williamson said on a podcast recently, he did like a round table with a few of his mates, and I love what one of them said. So I'm really guilty of, I listen to a lot of podcasts and it'll be an expert on whatever it is, let's just say philosophy, whatever. Yeah. So you kind of jump in at a high level, so you never understand the root of it.
Yeah. You haven't got the base. Yeah.
Exactly. So he would basically get it to, you could almost take ChatGPT on like a journey of learning with you. So you'd be like, right, explain the base, the roots of Nietzsche, whatever, philosopher. So it'll give you like the bare essentials of like what you need then to start building on your knowledge.
Oh, mate.
I think that's fascinating. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool because, I listen to so much stuff, but you're like too ahead of yourself. So you don't understand the
100%.
The ways.
I think that is the coolest. That is the best. Right, this is going to sound like a ridiculous stretch, right? But bike parks and people nailing themselves is an amazing example of something that I would say is like, you're like turbocharged into a level above. Yeah. And I think it's the same with everything in the world now. You watch a TikTok and you think you understand immunology or space travel.
Or even baking bread.
Yeah.
It
so
can
it's
be like the most basic.
So if you see people having like big crashes at bike parks and they're like moving on to like the trails of a difficulty that is beyond there. Like I can honestly say I never really did that. It was a real slow cook for me, biking.
Yeah.
Because you had to build each one of the features, and you gradually just build up. You have massive crashes, no doubt, absolutely. But they were never two layers above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Whereas I think as soon as you're going like 2 layers above your pay grade, and you're like, yeah, well, I saw someone go off this drop, I can do it.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to see drops that I couldn't do. I had to
you had to build it.
Build it, yeah. So I think like
yeah.
And when you compare the two things, like I noticed it the other day. I went out and I was like a bit scared. I go to bike parks, I feel a bit uncomfortable sometimes. I sit down and watch, and I'm like, wow. I just like I just don't know if I'm not really into this sort of watching people. Okay. It sounds ridiculous. I've been to Rampage many times, and that's the most horrific thing to watch.
Yeah, they're the best riders in the world, though.
Yeah, they're doing something that's just like, in theory, exactly on their level that they can achieve. Whereas when you're watching, the disparity between your skill level and what you're doing is what makes it scary. I'm like I even like, it's making me like.
It's true.
So yeah, I think you're quite right. I think like I guess humans want to be like, they want everything as quick as physically possible.
And that's the problem.
Everything. You want your coffee quick. You want your this quick.
You want the clip quick.
Yeah,
you want
all of your content quick. You want your...
Yeah.
You even want to go to bed quick.
You even want to go to bed. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Sleep tonic, done.
You can't even be bothered to read a bedtime story. You just sleep tonic, see ya. Wake up again, right, we're in. Content, AI... Yeah, I think maybe we should chill a bit.
Mate, I'm with you. Yeah.
What did someone say the other day? I think George said, we're not human beings anymore, we're human doings.
Oh, I love that.
It's good,
so
isn't it?
Good, yeah. So good. It's very true, man. It's very true.
You can't just... You watch an animals chilling.
Yeah, I know.
Just rushing as well, but they're just...
Yeah.
I think I could learn how to do that a bit. I'd like to.
I think you're getting better.
I don't. I don't, dude. I don't. I'm ill, man.
I've got better, bro. I've got better.
Have you? How?
Yeah, I'm just getting... As I'm getting older, I'm just slowing down a bit more, man. And like...
Yeah.
The simple things in life are just where it's at for me these days.
Yeah.
You know, that's been a shift over the last few years more. Of like, nah, I'm good. When I'm in my routine is like when I'm happy. I'm just like, I'm in my routine, doing my thing. I don't need to go crazy places, do big travel days, nothing like that. I'm just like in my thing, and that's simple living.
Yeah, knowing what you like's good, eh?
Yeah.
That's a good thing about being older. Oh, we're talking about being older.
Speaking about being older, we're another year into the life of the planet, which is wild. How was Christmas?
Mate, yeah, we haven't. This is the catch up, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is the catch up.
I mean, we did plan like, I guess, I took the week before Christmas off, and then planned to have the week after New Year off, and then obviously I had another week off. So yeah, I've not seen you. I've not really spoke to you that much either, because you were doing your thing in
I've been away,
Sicily and everything. So yeah, how was Christmas?
Christmas was great, thanks. I can't even remember.
No, it feels like a time ago.
Yeah,
it feels like
I love Christmas, dude. I actually do love Christmas.
Nice.
I enjoy Christmas. New Year's isn't really a thing personally for me. I don't really ever do anything for New Year's, so I don't even remember what I did for New Year's. But I've been biking lots.
Nice.
I went away to Sicily.
Yeah.
That
was for a product shoot.
That's right, for an X-Fusion shoot, which was cool. I went away with Rue and Will. It was actually, it was wicked actually. And then George came out afterwards. Obviously the flat that we talked about on here is like a...
People are chomping for this edit.
Oh, no, it just takes so long. Honestly, I'm editing. I got a new computer. My computer failed over Christmas. I was really planning on getting this edit done.
Yeah.
They take a lot of... The more... If I can just ride and it's all killer riding and I can include all of the footage, I can get edits out quick. When it's me literally painting a wall, they require a bit more effort. So I will put it out. Yeah,
because your laptop broke. So we did the episode. We talked about the secret project.
Yeah.
That was the last episode of the year.
Right.
Apart from the Christmas quiz. So the last episode was like, we teed it up. We've thrown the ball up in the air. There's a layup. All you have to do is slam dunk it in and show the people this flat.
Yeah,
and then the laptop broke.
The laptop broke. I had it all in the timeline as well, and it took it all with it. All gone. Nothing.
Sucks. It's part of the teaser, though, isn't it? I think we just.
Yeah, and also this is one thing I can't let affect my life. Is the hunger of the internet.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm never gonna allow that. If I don't care if there's a video, I don't care. It's not gonna affect me.
I play a weird game with that all the time. Obviously, we spoke about it a little bit in the break, but obviously taking that week off and then another week, and you just see everything just dwindle down, and you're like, this thing really relies on momentum. And when the momentum stops, you feel like starting from scratch. But hey, it is.
Yeah, it's like greengrocers, isn't it? The internet has to be new.
It has to be new.
Can't just leave stuff there. Like, it's interesting that you don't really go. I actually do, because I'm scatty with my interests. I do actually go if I find someone who I like, I will actually go back through their catalogue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People still do that.
But what is it about new content that feels... Because some of the content I watch will be like... It doesn't matter that it's recent. It doesn't have any effect on the world. It doesn't need to be like up to date. It's not... I'm kind of trying to not consume things that are up to date. And yet, when it's old, there's something just stale about it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've definitely gotten better, especially with this, like using old stuff a bit more, like old clips.
Yeah, they're still relevant.
They're still relevant.
Yeah,
it's like it's just I was definitely in this mind frame of new all the time. Can't keep up, bro.
No, but maybe it's more so with the podcast. You do sort of want it to be new.
Yeah,
there's
a balance of it.
Yeah,
right?
It's more
got
topical
to be
and
80% new.
Yeah.
A little bit of 20% you can drag up from the past.
But that's what I think is funny is like some content. It doesn't matter if it's like, a really popular YouTuber. It literally doesn't matter. All of the ideas are still the same, and the concepts and the reactions and
I was listening to Kyle from Nelk Boys this morning.
What's that?
Nelk Boys is like a pretty big YouTube thing in the States. Well, it's global because it's on YouTube. Nelk Boys are pretty popular, I think. I'm not entirely sure what for, making YouTube videos and stuff like that. But it's big, like a big channel. And he was just saying about like no one will care in the future if I have a month off. No one will care. Like they'll just be like, no one will remember it. They'll not be like, oh my God, they had a month off. No. And it's hard, man. Constantly walking this balance of being burnt out and not. And So definitely going back to what we're talking about, getting better at just being like, nah, we're good. Just chill. Yeah. It's all good. Everything's fine.
You can literally work out why I don't upload. I'll upload a video. It'll be 10 out of 10. It won't have done well. Basically, if you've never uploaded a video, YouTube gives you like stats and all of the information you need to really. If it's good, you're gonna upload more. If it's bad, it makes you want to stop. It tells you it's 10 out of 10. People who normally watch your content don't like this. It's like as clear as day. Yeah, it's like oh God. it is like the most blunt way of telling you this isn't good.
Yeah,
you've done a
bad job.
You've done a bad job.
Yeah,
and how funny is it that I find it that unmotivating? I'm like, really? I'm not doing it. Yeah, so you can literally see I have one stinger, and then I'll just not upload for ages.
There you go.
I don't have any pressure to upload. I don't have to. I don't rely on it. I don't make any money from YouTube, so it's like
that's funny. I'm just like, right, watch this.
Yeah, but you've got a constant stream. I have to like.
Yeah, we have a constant stream.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like I'm not like.
I know what you're saying.
When it's on my channel,
yeah,
I'm not like, oh, quickly, I'll need to go out and do a comparison between 27.5 and 29. Get me out there. Let's get me back on the internet. I'm just like, oh, cool. Not interested? Watch this.
Your DJI videos are mega.
Oh, man, nice one.
Really liked them. Genuinely.
Yeah. Like, comparison things.
Yeah. It's actually good to watch.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's like spot the difference.
It's just like a game of spot the difference, but virtual. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Quick ad break.
Let's go to the ad break.
Let's go to an ad break.
This episode is brought to you by Invisiframe. Now, I've just finished up building my new bike, and the very first thing I did was get my Invisiframe PPF ordered and fitted. In fact, I was terrified to even touch my jet ski custom focus without it, I'll be honest. Now it's done, I'm happy hurtling down the rockiest of tracks without a care in the world, as I know my pride and joy is protected. The cool thing about Invisiframe is you can't tell. The kits are made to measure and you can't see it even has one on. In the meantime, it's protecting my two-wheeled investment, and I have the peace of mind that it will be worth more should I ever come to sell it. I mean, I don't think I will, but yeah. How do I get a kit, I hear you ask? Well, I simply visited invisiframe.co.uk and searched for my bike and model. I had a kit shipped to my door days later. Not only that, I have a secret code which gave me a 15% discount. And I'm willing to share it with companionship members because I'm a really, really nice guy. Enter The Ride Companion, all lowercase, at checkout and receive, that's right, 15% off your order. And that goes for more than just frame protection too. Invisiframe make PPF for forks, cranks and loads of other great products to keep your bike looking great. Head to invisiframe.co.uk and The Ride Companion for 15% off your order. Thanks, Invisiframe. Back to the show.
We're back in, and I can't believe we talked even about what I've been doing. When you're sat there wearing a new T-shirt with a new bike behind you, new year, new you, mate. Dude. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty stoked. Got myself a deal with Marin. So yeah, more than stoked actually, dude. Like beyond stoked. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you obviously to the guys at Marin for being open to this idea. And a massive thank you as well, obviously, to Focus for all of the support over the last few years. We wouldn't be here doing this without Focus. And nothing's changing. I think if anyone's worried about that or whatever, nothing's changing with this. We just simply got two different bikes.
So what's talk me through it. What's this bike?
That's an Alpine Trail, I believe. I'll be honest, Ollie. It's been a slow start with this. You know, it's been a rough start to 2025 so far, which no doubt we'll probably get into. So I've not hit the ground running as hard as I probably wanted to with all this stuff due to other things. So I guess that's an Alpine Trail, which is going to be behind us for a bunch of episodes, which I'm going to get one of those. So that's the regular bike without a motor. Again, I'll be brutally honest, I don't know all that much about it. But what I do think is kind of cool is I'm a big fan of people and working with people that I love. Focus have been amazing. Focus are like the first brand that supported the podcast in this iteration as the Ride Companion. The first brand that ever supported the podcast in its older iteration, the Hook It podcast, was Marin. So I never personally wanted to go too far from the people that have been supporting us, me, whatever we call it, from the start. So again, the bike industry is a hard place at the moment. I think everyone can agree with that. Look at what's going on with a lot of pro riders, not being able to find rides, this and that. And it's just down to working with good people, dude. And the guys at Marin were open to work with me. And I got myself a new e-bike, which is in the van, which is similar to that. It's an Alpine Trail. Let me double check what it is. Oh my God. It's very pretty, which is nice.
Nice, new Ebe.
Yeah, man, new Ebe. So yeah, I'm hyped, mate. And I'm just thankful to good people and been open to work with us and, you know, hyped on what we do here as well, I guess, which is really cool, isn't it?
Rad.
So yeah, I have got an Alpine Trail E2, and it's the new Bosch one, which is a mullet. I've never ridden a mullet before. It's 29 at front, 650B in the rear.
You spent time on it yet?
No, it is immaculately clean because we're going to film with it. We're going to do some photos and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep it really clean. Plus, you know, start of the year, weather's been brutal up north. It's been snowing for a week, so I just wanted to keep it nice and clean and get some photos and get going with doing some cool stuff with Marin. So yeah, big thank you to those guys for again being open to work with me and the podcast, and it's gonna be fun. We've got some ideas, we've got some cool shit going on, dude. So yeah, hyped. I think as well I've obviously thought a lot about this, but you know, you're involved with Focus. They're not necessarily a race team or anything like that. It's just about riding bikes, having fun. Same with Marin. There's no race stuff going on. They're just all about having fun, riding bikes. And I think it fits me perfectly as well. That's all it's about, riding bikes, having fun.
And world records. We haven't even talked about that. We did the MVUK podcast. I don't know if our listeners listen to it.
That a lot.
That blew my mind that I still learn new things. I sat there and I was like, what?
Holy, yeah.
It's such a good
up
story.
For it, man. A bit of peer pressure and I'm in, I reckon.
The long jump world record you're up for.
If we can get that set up, I reckon I'm keen for it. Are you?
What? Do a world jump long record?
Yeah.
World record long jump?
Yeah.
Am I up for it?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Have you seen what you're up against? You know, like Ice did a 120-foot backflip.
I know, it's gnarly, isn't it?
How long it is, how big it is.
Mate, but in my head, right? Bear with me.
Okay.
In my head, because it's ramp to ramp.
Okay.
And I think that takes out a lot of the danger element. So in my head, I'm imagining a really long landing where you can just go.
He's not dropping it, he's up for it.
Once you put it out into the ether, it's kind of hard to drop because people will still remind you of it. They'll be like, remember when you said you'd do that jump? You kind of...
I can't remember what the distance was now.
132 feet.
That is so big. That is so big.
Towed in as well.
It was funny. I actually just went to.
It's hilarious, mate. I'm keen, but not really.
Yeah,
keen.
Yeah. I think there's a.
I think it'd be a fun project for the podcast.
Yeah, but you've got to do it, dude. You've got to do it.
It's more Brendan or Sam than me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 year ago, me, dude, I was like, I will risk my life so I don't have to drive around in this shitty van. Like, I'm like, what do I have to do so that I can afford to put diesel in the van? Oh, you got to jump 130 feet and risk breaking your neck. I'm like, yeah, if that's what it's going to take.
I can't
mate,
believe
like,
it. Anyway, it really made me laugh. And
it
was good actually sitting down with the MUK guys, wasn't it?
Was
We haven't
so
talked
fun.
about it since, have we?
No, we haven't. That was a good experience.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Yeah,
It was a trip, mate. I'll be honest. It was cool.
Yeah.
You know, reading that mag forever, right? And then you just sat there doing a podcast with like Weaver and the team. It was cool. Really enjoyed it.
I had a good example of me sort of writing checks, and then when it comes to cashing the checks, I'll be like, whoa. I went to Arenacross, not maybe last night, maybe the night before.
Night before.
I went to Arenacross, which is the UK Supercross series, I guess you would say, Premier UK Supercross series.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Bates
So
and the team there, I think it is.
it was super last minute. Bren had tickets because he was going with DeWalt. He just had spare tickets, so I just jumped in and went along, and like super lucky. Obviously, had these like fancy passes, got straight there, and just went backstage instantly. So I didn't get to see the whole arena. I just got to see, like, you can be right there next to the bikes and stuff, and Squibby was there, so went and hung out with Squibby and looked at the ramp, and I was looking at the ramp from the perspective of riding it, and I was there with some mates, and I was thinking, do you know what, I probably would hit it on a big bike with a good enough run up. It looks like okay, you know, it looks like similar to jumps I've hit. The ramps sort of, I don't know how tall, 10 foot, 9 foot,
probably
something like that. A moto ramp. It's like quite a nice angle.
Set thing that's
absolutely,
like
the free.
it is.
Yeah, it'd be interesting actually to get the dimensions of a FMX ramp. But anyway, so I was looking at it from the rider's angle. Then we watched the first few motos, whatever, and then when it came to actually going into the stands to our seats and looking, I was like, wow, 70 foot looks pretty fucking big. Like I said I would do it. Like, these are motocross bikes.
Nearly hit the roof.
Mate. I was like, yeah, so there's a prime example of me writing a check that I absolutely had no business writing. Like, well, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
It doesn't, all that stuff, you just have to, it's so gnarly. I mean, the fact that you can sit in the stand and go, well, he's turning there and he's just going, whoop. I can do whoop.
Yeah, in theory,
There's all of the other bits that goes into
in theory. I mean, actually pulling the trigger on it would be horrific. I did think about it because so Squibby was out there with, I think is it the Bold
the Bold Dog team.
Bold Dog team.
Yeah.
And they were on Lecky bikes on this start.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
there used to be a Honda team.
So there were 2 bikes that made noise. 2 bikes that...
Jamie ain't riding an electric bike.
No.
He's not an electric bike guy.
No, he's not. No.
Ever, I don't think. Be interesting to get his take on it. We should get him back on soon.
It'd be good. I have a feeling I know what his take is.
Oh, do you ask him?
Nope.
Okay.
But I mean, there's one bloke. There's one bloke there who's going upside down, sideways in a whip and making his bike go woo doo 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 doo. And I think he wouldn't be open to the opposite. I mean, it was weird. It was like watching. They are different. It is undoubtedly different. And like, it was one of the coolest things about Arenacross for me was that, like, Tommy Searle was there on a 250. He was racing against Dean Wilson on a 450.
Stroke. Yeah.
Four-stroke.
Yeah. Sorry.
254 stroke. Dean Wilson's on a 454 stroke.
Yeah.
And then there's electric bikes out there as well.
Wow, so they're mixing them.
Everything was just thrown in
I
there.
don't know how I feel about it.
No.
As a purist,
Yeah.
can you, like, it's so weird having someone behind you that you can't hear. Because obviously, let's say me and you are going into a tight hairpin left.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna be sat behind your clutches in. I'm gonna make you know that I'm there.
100%.
But when you're just getting peeky booed, hello, that's so gnarly. I don't know if you can hear them. I've never, I really
can't.
No,
We even had a bit about it because before electric motorbikes
You and Billy
were a
talked about
thing. I remember talking about, and because it still makes me laugh. Actually, it was just something that came up. But like hearing people go through the whoops, and you'd be able to hear them like that, because you can. But you literally, it's the weirdest thing. Like silent supercross, it is weird.
watch out on your left.
Yeah, and again, it
It's
goes back
weird.
to just being resistant to change.
I was thinking, wonder if, so you used Jamie's whip for an example. So I guess one of the most famous motor whips at the moment would be Patrick Evans, who's turning a Stark inside out, wrong way round, back to front.
Yeah, so
Can he do that on a combustion bike?
No.
It's that bike, isn't it?
the difference is if you hit, I don't know what they hit that ramp in, if
Yeah.
it's second, third, I don't know. But when you valve bounce, that's you valve bouncing in second or in third.
So it's
when
got a limit.
Patrick, yeah, it's got a limit. So when he's throttling to get the bike to straighten up, he's in essentially sixth gear,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
why
So that's why you can turn it inside out, you reckon? Is that what it is?
I'm so far out of my lane, such a passenger seat driver, but that's what I believe.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
what
the
I
truth.
believe as well.
Yeah,
That's what I believe.
yeah.
Quite scary.
Yeah.
Landing and your back wheel's doing 6 times what it probably would on a normal bike.
Yeah, and equally, I really like watching Squibby, just because,
Such a
just when you
boss.
just hang out with him and know him,
Such
and
a boss.
there's something cool about seeing him do his job. But I really like how much of it's just a procedure. So you watch him do the same things every lap because he's a seasoned pro, and he's check that's there, check
no
that's there,
guesswork.
check the list, and then and then goes in, and then you see the brap first just to check that everything's all going, and then it's all like really dialed.
Systematic.
But then equally, he's got a gear that he knows he's in.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the ramp. Obviously, the ramp doesn't change, but like he knows what gear to hit it in. He knows what rev to be in that gear. If you're on an electric bike, I don't even understand.
no.
What do you do? Do you go from a solid stop? Do you have like marks on the ground?
Yeah, where's your point of reference?
Yeah, you've got the grate.
Speedo?
I guess. You've got the grate in front of the...
So they do have a Speedo on.
I mean, are you looking at a Speedo,
I'm
dude?
not. Patrick Evans ain't looking at that Speedo when he's about to turn that bike upside down.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's changing things, man. It's changing the sport.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's for a good way. Hopefully they keep it out of Supercross and stuff, which is back. Supercross is
Who
back.
knows?
I haven't watched a single one. But
What's
I'm
a
gonna get back
450?
onto it.
65 brake? I could be
I reckon
talking
around that.
shit, about 65.
Yeah.
Because those Starks put out 80 in that big mode.
Wow.
So how can that not be? How can that be? I mean,
not
this
the
was
same.
a free for all. It's open class category.
Right.
So I
Okay.
mean, no one won on a start. But if you put Dean
Yeah,
Wilson
but
on
who's
a
on it? Same
yeah.
as out, innit? Yeah. Interesting, man. I didn't know they were mixing them. It just seems
yeah.
crazy that you'd mix them.
Do you know what else they mix in?
Amateurs.
They mix in our boy Preston Williams.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was so cool to see
Such a
Preston.
gangster.
And like, and obviously Carenza rides for Focus, so I hang out with Carenza a lot, and that's his girlfriend. And like, she's gone out with him for years, and has never seen him ride a motorcycle, and doesn't know how good he is. So this is Preston Williams, World Cup downhill racer, had a whole career as a motocross racer before going to downhill, and after 5 years of not even riding a bike, he's gone to the Arenacross in Manchester, watched, and is just like, yeah, I fancy a go. And he
So cool.
it's the coolest thing. So he's on his dad's bike with
Is
his
he
dad's
really on his dad's
suspension.
bike?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's on his
wow.
dad's bike with his dad's suspension.
He did one
It's a whole
test day in Sheffield.
Yeah,
the indoor
one,
Supercross track.
literally one.
Yeah,
and that was the first
yeah.
time Krenzer saw him on a motorcycle. It must have been a bit like, well, he's quite good.
Oh God.
Oh, cool, he can do jumps really easy.
Why
Seems
are we
to really
travelling to downhill races?
yeah,
And indoors as well, good.
I love it, and I love. Obviously, Preston's been on the show, and we need to get him back on podcast because I think it's such a cool story.
Super good story.
I mean,
and he actually made the night show, which is really incredible.
Well, he came fourth, dude.
Did he really? Yeah.
He came fourth. So he qualified, and he came fourth in the finals. Yeah.
So the open class, like as in Dean.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. In the you can't just enter the pro class, but But still, there's the people he's up against in the amateur class isn't amateur. It's people who train in Spain and
used to be amateur because I used to do it.
Mate, I can't. I want to see the video.
Those so Supercross in England took a break for a little bit, I think, but the old ones. I'm talking 2008.
These are big whoops. They're big whoops.
Anyone could go and enter pretty much. Yeah. You had to be an AMCA expert, I think, and then you could ride Supercross and you turn up, no idea what you're doing. We don't do Supercross in the UK, really. You know what I mean? There's a few things, but not really.
So,
and then you turn up and have a
go.
So
I was expecting. I haven't followed Arenacross. I was expecting a. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was expecting it to be not all that.
Yeah,
I was. I was like, well, it's gonna be so cool. It's in Wembley. It's gonna be. I've been to American Supercross. It's like a really, really big thing. I just was expecting the English version to be. You know what I mean? We've lived our lives. We got Toy Story way after they had it.
We got it. You didn't think it was going to be it.
It was it.
It was it.
It was a short track, but it was absolutely it. And there were features on it that were big. The whoops were big.
Dino hit like a quad or something.
Dino had a quad he pulled out for the finals. Wow. There was a difference between people skimming the whoops and people. Yeah. So what I love about racing and what I love about tracks is when there's a clear difference that favours people with extra skill. So if you've got one guy, you've got Dean Wilson hitting a quad in finals, then you've done something right back with the track. That's really, really cool. Yeah. There was 2 rhythms down the straight.
Okay.
I walked into the building and I literally got Dean Wilson flying past the barrier. I could, if Dean knew you were there and you put your hand out, you could high five. It was insane. It was really, really. I can't tell you how good my experience at Arenacross was. It was like. It's the real deal. You got to go to one of the shows. It's so cool. I think
that was the last one.
Yeah.
Was it? There was 3 rounds.
There's one more.
Is there one more?
There's one more.
Do you know where the other one is? Maybe we could take.
Maybe Is it Man? No.
I don't know if it's Manchester. There's Birmingham, London. Let me find out.
Yeah, do find out
because maybe we could try and hit one. Maybe.
I mean, it really was good.
Yeah, and fair play to the people doing it.
Yeah,
Matt Bates. I think it's Matt Bates and his team.
Yeah.
Because they've been through a lot.
And it was a really good show. It was a really good show. I can't. And
sorry,
I mean,
I'm trying to find it.
They didn't even. I literally just piggybacked off of mates' tickets, but thanks to them for putting on a great show.
Really cool. So Wembley was then, and then. Do
you know what it made me think?
Sorry,
I'm so quick
to just find it.
No, that's good. I'm so quick to put stuff. Just be like, oh no, I'm busy. I'm not going to go and do it.
Belfast.
I went and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And if we want more stuff like this,
we got to support it.
You got to support it. 100%. So get out there and.
I should have gone. I was considering the Birmingham one and then whatever, and then London one. I'll be honest, I didn't consider because of where it is. It's too far. But then there is one in Belfast. So Belfast, if you're looking for something to do, Friday 31st of Jan, and Saturday 2nd of. And Saturday the 1st of Feb. So you can get tickets at it's not an ad, Arenacross.
And you get to see
World Tour.
You literally get to see all of the UK's top pros. You get to see Tommy, so you get to see Dean Wilson.
That's the only thing I guess that'll probably not hold it back, but the timing is a bit strange because obviously you've got US Supercross happening. The good thing about the old ones for me, when it was in Sheffield especially, where they were October. So Supercross season's finished, outdoor season's finished. They just wanted to make a little bit of extra money before Crimbo.
Oh, what riders came over?
McGrath back then. I mean, I remember Jeremy McGrath coming over and I was just what the fuck? Hard on all day. It's insane.
Well, I mean...
Mike Brown over. All of those guys had come and do it. But a lot of talent out there, dude. Like you said, Tommy Searle, and I'd love to get Tommy on here. Really wanted to make that happen.
Too right. And Dean, it was actually really amazing to see Dean. He's obviously a product of American Supercross.
Yeah,
it's like kind of grown up in it, so he's gonna be dialed.
Yeah,
but to see him that dialed is very cool. Like
super
to just
impressive.
go 1-1-1-1, and you watch the, and I'm not like, obviously Tommy's on a 250, and these other riders are incredibly talented, and they're going after. But just to see the kind of what would be the word? Economy of movement. Like when you see a good Supercross racer, you see how they like. It's not like extra. It's almost less. They do less. They bounce themselves off the seat when they hit a whoop, and then watching just how different he approaches each section. I'm quite nerdy with all of this stuff, but it was really cool to see.
That's rad.
It's really cool to see someone do it that good. And this quad, I mean, I walked around the track after and I looked at the quad, and it's absolutely horrific.
Really?
And the consequence, and to pull it out in finals, is really, really gangster.
So sick.
Just that still goes on.
One of the coolest sports in the world.
Yeah, it's so cool. It was so, and then also to just be in the pits afterwards, and you just see he's just like, right, yeah, he's won that, and then he's just back out, just sort of with his kid and his wife packing his bag up and stuff. Obviously, like Bren and Sam, I think kind of know him and were hanging out, and yeah, it was really cool to see.
Sick,
it was
dude.
mega.
Really cool. Shout out. Well done for everyone for bringing Arenacross back to the UK, or a form of Supercross. Really cool.
Yeah, too right.
Really, really cool.
Definitely go and check it out, and get amongst it next year when it's back.
Promo code The Ride Companion.
Yeah.
Punch it in, you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool, man. I mean, trying to think what else. I've got a few things to talk about. Christmas, crazy, weird. Coined a new term called Christmas guilt.
What's your Christmas guilt? Let's hear it.
Christmas guilt. I'm sure a lot of people probably understand this. I'm not good at gifts. I'm not good at doing gifts. I've got a few members in my family that are good at gifts still, all right?
Giving or taking? Gifts. What?
Giving.
Giving. Okay, you're not
Good
good
at
at
taking.
So you're not good at giving.
I'm not good at giving.
Okay.
But I think I am. So I'll like go out shopping.
So you just give shit presents.
Well, we'll get to that. So I'm like Christmas Eve. I'm like, all right, I'll go shopping.
Yeah.
Bit of cash in the old pocket, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Head out, right, you can get some gifts. Everything I look at, I just second guess it instantly. So I'm like, oh, my mum will like that mug. She's got loads of mugs. Right, don't buy that, okay. And I just do that all day. That's all I did. I was just like, oh yeah, my mum would like that hat.
Okay, where does the guilt come in
She doesn't
then?
like pink. So Christmas guilt sets in, and I found the exact spot. Christmas guilt comes in at around 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve. You've watched a Christmas movie. Can't remember which one we watched. We watched a nice Christmas movie, me and Emma. And then the guilt set in of going, I haven't bought anyone a present. And then...
Oh, that's fair enough. You've literally missed the whole...
And I'm like, oh, I haven't got anyone anything. I just feel guilty now. And now it's Christmas Eve and it's too late.
Yeah.
Even Amazon's not going to deliver on Christmas Day. I've fucked it. Like, it's
Yeah.
just not good. And then Christmas guilt gets real bad Christmas morning. So Christmas morning, we decided to stay home for Christmas. We've usually gone, my family's quite big, so we'll do like a big family thing. But we decided to stay home. We had a poorly dog at that point. We're like, stay home and we'll just have Christmas dinner. My mum came over in the morning. Mum came over in the morning for a walk, turns up at the door, holding a massive box, and I'm like, she's good at gifts. My mum's good at gifts.
Did you get mum anything?
No.
Not a little card
So
or...
bad.
Nothing?
No, because I just second guess everything. So I do we'll go out for a nice meal, like a few weeks after or something, like, which is whatever. It's nice to go out for a meal. But mate, I need to try harder. Like, it was a massive takeaway. It's not that.
But did you have anything to give? A card? Did you say like
nothing?
So you just went.
It's so bad.
Your present is.
We'll go out for a meal.
Yeah.
That's
not. Yeah.
It's bad, mate. It's awful because.
Well, it's just not participating, is it?
Zero participation, and yet my mum she'll remember stuff that I've said to her.
Yeah.
Like, she got me really. Oh, I feel so bad.
Oh, it's so nice though when someone's good at it. Yeah.
You know, she got me like a mountain biking colouring book.
Yeah.
That's thoughtful. Even
Yeah.
though, okay, it's a bit crap, but it's like, it's still thoughtful.
Yeah.
And then she got like just all of the foods that I like. So
Yeah.
it wasn't that it was an expensive gift. It was just really thoughtful. She's like, oh, I know that
Doesn't
you
have
really
to be
like
expensive, does it?
vanilla candles. Yeah, so there's a couple of vanilla, whatever. Oh, mate. And I'm just like, I'm so unbelievably sorry that I've got you literally nothing.
Yeah.
So that's Christmas guilt. And I was riddled with it through Christmas. I really
bet.
was.
Do you
Like,
get any presents for anyone?
I got one gift.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good innings,
I gave
is
one
it?
gift.
I mean,
it was
you don't
quite
have
a shit gift as well. So me and my friend Alex have got this running joke about Tesco. We always seem to call each other when we're in Tesco, and then we just like take funny photos in Tesco, like look where I am, and pretend it's really good.
Yeah.
So I bought an old painting and I remodeled it so it had a Tesco in it, which I thought was quite good. It's quite
Nice.
thoughtful.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's quite personal. So that's the only gift I got and gave. You know, it was £2. Bought it from a charity shop. Spent an hour putting a paint.
It's a nice gift. It is actually a nice gift. You did do one really thoughtful one.
Yeah.
I think it's just your quantity isn't really up. You need to get
way
quantity
off,
up.
Quantity's way off.
I go just quantity. Quality
Even
isn't
my dad,
there.
dude. My dad's like me. He doesn't do gifts.
Hmm.
They came over, bought us this beautiful birdhouse, and they bought it in either June or July. Saved it till Christmas. That's so thoughtful. So they saw it and were like, Davey and Emma will like that at Christmas.
Yeah.
And kept it. You know what I mean? Honestly, next year I'm gonna hold me to it. You know, I'm gonna be better. I am. Because it's not fair, it's not nice, and it's not through lack of trying. I went to the greengrocer to get our veg for Christmas dinner, and they do all these lovely teas, like loose leaf tea and stuff. And I'm like, my mum will love. Like, oh, she'll love that one. She'll love that one. And then straight away, I'm like, she's probably got it.
Yeah.
You know, if she wanted it, she'd have it. It's like I'm just bad at gifts, bro.
That is really hard.
So Christmas guilt. That's what Christmas guilt was. So yeah, that was Christmas, dude. And then I took the gooch, the Christmas and New Year bit off, pretty much just hung out, we did nice things. And then then we lost our dog, which was really shit, man.
Yeah.
It was real tough time, real tough. It was God, I've had so many nice messages from people, so no doubt people who listen to this will sympathise with losing a pet, and no doubt you've probably been through it as well. But it was hard, dude. It's really hard. 10 years with Jay. So, yeah, he's been poorly for a long time, which was really sad. And I think I didn't really realise how hard it had been. So, as you'll know, like I've not been on holiday for like a year, not had any time off. And I think a lot of that was down to we had a poorly dog who needed a bit of care, and he needed someone around him quite a lot. Like we couldn't leave him in the house for longer than 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I had this like, and it only really hit me after we'd lost him, that like this constant anxiety. And the best way I can describe it actually is I used to have a business based in Poland. I used to go to Poland a lot, as you know. And I had a girlfriend at home who cheated on me. I knew she cheated on me. Knew all about it, unfortunately. But there'd be like this feeling in your stomach where you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I just need to get home. And that feeling of needing to get home. And I think I was, even coming down here at times, I'd be like,
yeah,
I need to go. I need to get back, because it's hard on Emma because she's looking after a dog, plus another dog, plus a cat, plus a horse. And I had this constant like, need to get back, need to be around, need to be at home. You know, I had the opportunity to go to Rampage and was like, nah, I need to stay at home with the dog. So I'm really proud of that though, because we did the best thing for him. And I'm really stoked on that. And we gave him a good home for 10 years. I think the weirdest thing as well, sorry to bang on about it, but
not at all.
It felt like a bit of an end of an era in a way. I think when you have an animal for 10 years, we got Jay a little bit after Emma and I got together. So it felt like he did everything with us, all the holidays, buying house. Whenever I was injured a couple of times, he sat on the bed with me, laid on the bed. And it just feels like a bit of an end of an era. It's like, oh, life's going to be a bit different now. You know, he's not around. So yeah, it's been sad, dude. Like really sad. It's been tough. I mean, there's been obviously some positives come out of it in a way. Like you learn a lot about just being a better person. I think a companion like a dog teaches you a lot about life, and it's probably only after you've lost them that you're like, oh yeah, he taught us how to
Yeah,
be
they're
good.
cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're cool.
So yeah, I just needed to at least say that, and I also wanted to give a quick shout out. And Emma's fact checked me here because sometimes I say stuff that's wrong. I wanted to do a shout out for where Jay came from, if that's okay, because it's a charity. It was a rescue.
Oh, wicked.
So Emma's right here. Look, Jay's rescue story. So he was in the dog pound. So he did have a date to be put down, which was March 2015. So we got him out of the pound. Well, we didn't. He was rescued from the pound by Greyhound Birmingham Protection. So they do amazing work, dude. Like, they're so good. They find these dogs that are in pound, that are about to be put down, and they rescue them out. Then they try and find homes for them. So that's where Jay had originally come from. So he wouldn't have had 10 years life.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't have even had it if it wasn't for amazing people like Kerry at Graham. What is it? Birmingham Greyhound Protection. It's changed names now. It's now called Greyhound Protection UK. But yeah, they're a non-profit organisation dedicated to the rescue and rehoming of greyhounds in need. They are anti-racing, as over 10,000 racing dogs in the UK and Ireland are unaccounted for every year. Anyway, I just wanted to mention these few little things because they are lovely people. And obviously, if you do rescue a dog, then you are helping make way for the rescue that's already had that dog to make way for another dog and get them into a loving environment, which is really nice.
Absolutely.
Same with our other dog. So we've got a Podenco as well, the little dog.
Yep.
He's a rescue, and we're going to a protest about that in February, which is going to be quite interesting.
Protest about?
So every year in Spain, 60 to 80,000 galgos and Podencos are sort of tossed out on the street or killed or whatever because it's the end of hunting season on the 1st of February. Okay,
so they're used for hunting, are they?
Yeah, they're used for hunting, and in Spain they don't have what would you call it? They don't have like the same rights as what pets do.
Yeah,
so they're more like disposable.
Yeah.
So yeah, like they get rid
cats,
of them. So
aren't they?
Yeah.
Dogs
so again, if you want to learn more about that, Greyhound Protection UK, and also Hope for Podencos, which is where our little dog came from. They're just good people doing nice things.
George did a spay clinic in Spain.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yeah, she just
that.
there, just on the production line.
Yeah.
Street dog comes in.
Yeah.
Spay.
There you go.
Off, next one.
Yeah.
What crazy. She got mega fast at spays, because spay's a really big operation. You have to move all the organs to one side. It's quite gnarly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Think of like a snip on a male dog is chill.
Yeah.
But a spay is actually
internal, and it's gnarly. But yeah, it's been rough, dude. Rough start to the year.
Yeah,
real
that's
rough.
horrible.
And then I think I told you not to be too doom and gloom, but then kind of got a little bit feeling a little bit better. Went to the gym. Was talking to this guy in the gym for a couple of years. Pretty much every time. Did I tell you this? Yeah. Okay. So every time I went to the gym, I usually go at the same time every day. There was a bloke in there, lovely guy. So I was kind of like, I hope Andy's in there. Nice dude. I can talk to him a little bit. And he'd taken his own life over Christmas, so that was a bit of a whoa. So it's been a weird start to the year, mate. Which we're going to talk about more about that on an upcoming episode. But yeah, weird start to the year. But we're back. We're taking positives. I'm going to try and do something for dog charity through Hook It as well soon.
Nice.
So I'm not sure if it'll be up and running yet, but I'll keep you guys posted that we're going to do dog mud guards. So if you get one of your dog, we'll give all the money to charity.
Cool idea.
Nice, wasn't it? So try and give a little bit back. But yeah, weird start to the year. My first real loss, really.
Is it? Yeah.
Sort of. I think it's different. I lost, grandparents, stuff like that. Grandparents.
Yeah, that counts. Yeah.
Does count.
Were you close with them or not?
Yeah. Yeah, which is why it feels weird when you're not more upset, but it just feels different. With a dog, you're there every day, aren't you? You hang out with them every single day.
Yeah. And you only apply happy human emotions.
Care. Yeah, all love.
But it is filled in by your brain.
Yeah.
That's what I do think. I've built this picture of what sort of person all of our dogs have been. And they're always lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's unconditional love.
Yeah, but they amazing. Don't. The reality is, if there was a dog, if there was a dog a thing that you could clip onto them, and they expressed actual human emotions, because everything is different. A hug for a dog isn't the same as a human hug.
No,
because that's an assertion of dominance.
It's
if you hug a dog, if you hug a dog, you're like, I am alpha to the dog. That's literally what it means.
Yeah.
So you think you're just speaking the same language the whole time, and you're not. It'd be funny to hear a dog actually talk, and it's just get off me, get off me, get off me.
So
Stop
true.
touching my head. Stop touching my head.
So true. But yeah, man, we were so lucky to have Jay. He was the best dog ever.
Yeah,
Literally the best. So you met him obviously a few
No, he's
times.
lovely. Yeah,
Freedom ride and stuff
absolutely
like that.
lovely.
He was always around with us. So it feels weird, dude.
I think what it is as well is the like responsibility of life.
Yeah.
Because I found
True
it
that, yeah.
incredibly difficult when we had our old dog put down and being there and like making the decision, and you know it's the best thing, but it's like pretty fucking gnarly when you feel the life go through.
You know what we did
it's
uncover?
Your best mate, and it's just
I didn't. Sorry to interrupt you again. I didn't know if you wanted to get into this bit, but it is interesting to talk about, I think. So there are actually people out there that are doing end of life care for dogs, and that's all they do. And I find that actually quite lovely, because I think a lot of vets, it's like the bit of the job that they really don't want to do, because it's not nice, is it? You know, you're out putting someone's family pet down or whatever it is.
It's horrible, yeah.
And we got a little bit stuck because you kind of put that stuff off because you're like, I don't want to make this decision, so I just won't even think about it, and then hopefully it'll just be okay. But when Jay was really bad on the Sunday, it snowed, and it was a Sunday. So I was like, what on earth do you do? Like, how do we get this? Like, Jay wouldn't go in the car anymore. He'd not been in a car for 6 months. Like, he couldn't walk very far. Or he could, but anyway, get out of breath and stuff. So I rang this, it's called Pet Vets now. I think they're like emergency one. And the price was ridiculous. It's not about money, but it was more like, it was a ridiculous amount of money, but it was also, we can't take the body away, so you're going to have to figure that out. I was like, fucking hell. But she gave us the number of this woman called Angela, and all she did was end of life for pets. And she was coming at it from this really lovely, compassionate, I want to do it in the most like tranquil, beautiful setting as possible. So it wasn't like a vet sometimes might be like, you know, especially with when they put the, what's it called? The
cannula.
Yeah, cannula in. And they put the stuff in that obviously helps them go to sleep. She was saying like sometimes, not all, but a lot of vets will do that quite quickly because they just want to get it over with because it's the bit of the job that they don't like. Whereas she was like, we're just going to go real slow. It's just going to fall asleep. It's going to be quite gentle. We'll take our time. It's going to take like half an hour rather than it been like over in a very short amount of time. And it's just lovely to meet people like that are out there. Yeah, it's horrible job. But she was doing it because she'd had bad experiences before of someone rushing or whatever, you know.
But it's really difficult because you can't stop the animal from moving. Like if you've got an animal that's like still got loads of beans in it, they pull out halfway and it can have a weird effect on them as well. They don't necessarily all just go.
She said that. So what she was saying, like they like sedated him first. She sedated him first, and she let Emma do it. This little bit of stuff on his gums, and it like helped him go to sleep. And then it was just like everything I was dreading, but it was actually.
Did it in a nice way.
Yeah.
It's important, isn't it?
Really
a lot of responsibility in that that bit of
mate,
the
there
job.
is, and you want to do the right thing by your best mate, and there's a lot. But it's the price you pay. To love you have to grieve, and unfortunately they have a shelf life, and it's a little bit shorter than ours. It's 7 times shorter than ours.
It's fucking loads shorter, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a bit crap, but just blessed to have had a great dog for 10 years.
Wicked. Was he your first dog?
Yeah, he was. Well,
Wicked.
I had one when I was a kid, but again, that's what I think why this one hit both of us really hard. It's because he was the dog that we got together.
Yeah.
And at first, I wasn't a dog person. I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit that when we first got him, I was like, okay, I'm a bit of a clean freak guy at home. I was. So I'd be like, he's left dog area and he's done this and he's done that. But then as we've got on through the years, I'm just like full dog guy. Just do what he wants. He can lay on the sofa, he can lay on the bed, he can do whatever he wants. So yeah, it was our first dog, and it's like so many memories. And that's what's really hard, right? Because then you like, everywhere you go, you're like, oh, we went there, we did that with Jay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been weird, but it's part of it, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Shout out to all the dogs out there, man. They're cool. Really cool animals.
They are wicked, aren't they?
They are wicked.
And what a time he's had.
What a time he's had. Really proud of that, though. Genuinely, I know you hate the word proud. I just remember. But I can only use proud.
Yeah, you're fucking stoked you've had a wicked time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Stoked we've had a wicked time, and we put him first all the time.
So
stoked
good.
We gave him a good life because he was not going to have one if it wasn't for good people.
Yeah.
Especially rescues. So.
Yeah.
It's cool. And the new dog is doing better.
Yeah, the relationship is flourishing.
It's getting better.
Good.
It's getting better. It has to.
Good.
You know, at first I was like, yeah, I got a better one. So whatever, dude. But nah, he's doing good. He's struggling a little bit because he relied on Jay to show him how to be a dog, almost.
How do you mean? Well, this
Like,
sounds interesting. What does he think he is?
Well, he thinks he's a carrot. No, he's a rescue, obviously. But he was in kennels for 3 years, so he's never been a pet. Really, you can tell he just doesn't understand. Like, he's not himself.
Like rescue kennels, like the
Yeah, he was originally in the. I think it's called the Prera. Is it called Prera in Spain?
I don't know.
It's like the pound, basically. And then
okay, right.
got
Yeah,
taken out of there, and I guess he was with Hope for Podenco's and Galgo's the Sol. So he's just not being a pet. So he doesn't.
Right.
And I guess, being brutally honest, before that he'll have been used for hunting.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
like a working dog,
probably
yeah.
abused, beaten up because he's petrified of people.
Yeah.
Especially men, really, really scared, which is awful to see. But yeah, so he relied on Jay to like show him, you know, follow the humans around, they'll give you food, for example, or you can run down this hill if you really want to, for example.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment he's a bit more reserved in himself. So yeah, work to do, but it's fun. Shout out to a dude, actually, I'm sorry. I can't remember his name. He reached out on Instagram and gave me some tips about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. Big Instagram account. Apologies, I forgot your name, but he gave me these things to do, like feed him with your hand and get a tug toy and.
Oh, it's well interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Animal behaviour is super interesting.
Yeah.
My sister got bit by our family dog when I was younger, and we had to return the family dog to the breeder. So I was like, at an age where I was like, it was, you know, like when you're younger, stuff like that's a massive deal. He was like best mate, and so we got really into like animal training. You learn all the
Have you had rescues, or have you always got? So I think people think with rescues that they're going to be like bad, but
I can't think if any of ours have been. We've always had a breed, but you can obviously get whatever you want from rescue. I can't remember if any of them were rescued or not.
Right.
But
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can rescue a dog, it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I see you having a dog now.
Me?
Yeah, I know you're away a lot, but that's kind of half the problem, isn't it? Like, you're away a lot. It's like,
yeah,
it's not fair. But.
Yeah, I've got the easiest ever because I've got George's parents' dogs and my parents' dogs, so I sort of feel like I have the best. I have a easy version.
That's how Jay started with us.
Yeah.
So Emma really wanted. It's a really funny story because Emma really wanted him, and she found him randomly on this Birmingham Ground Protection website.
Yeah.
And instantly she was like, oh, I need that dog in my life. And then he went to an owner. He got adopted. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Not adopted. I don't know. What do you call it? Yeah, adopted. I don't know. And then he came back, and then that's how she got him.
I don't really get how he had any troubles. He's like chill. He was so
chill,
chill, wasn't he?
Yeah, but not at first. He was like pretty.
Was he?
Yeah, he's a bit more boisterous.
Whenever I met him, he was such a ledge,
So
just
sick.
chilling, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It
But
wasn't
not
like
at first. He was a bit
problem.
nervous and like.
Was he?
Yeah.
There
But
you
it's
go.
typical, greyhound and whatever in him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good, mate. We're perfect dog. Literally perfect. They're the best.
Yeah,
Best.
they're
You
good.
couldn't have wished for a better companion to go through life with. So
Shout out to dogs.
Shout out
to Jay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, too. Right.
Quick ad break, and then we've got a new segment on the show.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Ollie, mate, what is the ads? What are you doing?
Well, I didn't think I'd have to stop. It's so quiet.
I know you've been riding a lot and you're really trying to focus on recovery, but you can't always be recovering, can you?
I can if I sponsor this COMPEX and you got the Fix 2.0 and I'm making my legs feel better.
Oh, mate.
Honestly, this thing is incredible. It's been helping me out loads. I've been riding a lot, and this thing, I get home and I just use it for recovery. You can use it for before as well, though, right?
You can, mate. Yeah, the COMPEX Fix 2.0 Master helps warm up muscles before a workout.
Oh, nice.
And relieve stiffness after a hard session, okay?
That's what you're
using
it for. Yeah, I've just finished a hard session, so.
Yeah, it has 5. Ollie.
Yeah.
It's my favourite tool as well, all right? The COMPEX Fix 2.0 massager helps warm up muscles before a workout and relieve stiffness after a hard session.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got 5 powerful intensity settings.
Oh, yeah, it has.
That's done with this dial here.
That's done with a
it's
dial.
Really good. Yeah.
Paired with a high stall force will give the intense pressure needed to help relieve the toughest spots safely and comfortably.
Hey, I want to point out that the stall force thing is really important because when you're pushing down hard, really getting in those difficult points,
Nooks and crannies.
it's not stalling. And some of the other ones, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Not only did I buy them off Amazon, they stalled and then they set my house on fire.
Oh.
So you don't want that.
No, mate, you don't want that at all. It also comes with 5 interchangeable tips.
Yep.
Okay, and a rotating arm helps tailor your massage specific to the needs of different muscle groups. Okay. Yep. It has a removable and rechargeable batteries, a compact design, and a quiet motor help provide relief anywhere and everywhere. Okay, so you can bring your inner pro with a fixed 2.0 massage
That rhymed.
gun. It did rhyme.
Just saying that rhymed.
It did rhyme. But yeah, honestly, dude, real life experiences. I use mine all the time. Post ride, pre ride. I just love using the COMPEX Fix 2.0.
Do you know what I found the other day? I was at my physio. Everything he had was COMPEX. I really liked that.
Mate, yeah.
It's really good.
Chosen by professionals.
Yeah.
And they do loads of other stuff too. So check out compex.com. All right. You can look through all of the different recovery tools. They've got
muscle stims. I've been using the muscle stims.
Yeah, they got the core belt. They got, this ankle protection. You need some of that.
Need it.
Wrist protection. Maybe need some of that.
I do now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Loads of stuff.
I'm going to get COMPEXed up, dude.
COMPEXed up.
Hey, do we have anything to offer to our companionship? Because I do like it when we finish ads on an offer.
Yeah, we got to finish on. Hey, it's a big offer too, mate.
Is it?
Yeah. So if you head to compex.com, enter the promo code The Ride Companion.
Okay.
What is it?
The Ride Companion.
All in caps.
Okay, nice. I was about to ask.
We're going to knock off a whopping 20% off.
20%?
20% off. Now, if that's not a deal to get you recovered, ready to ride through spring, then I don't know.
Hey, you
Can't
might
do any better.
You might get 20% off, but you're going to be 100% satisfied with the product, let me tell you.
Oh, and on that note,
that was nice.
Thank you, COMPEX.
Thanks, COMPEX. We're back on. What an ad break it was.
Best ad break I've ever. Maybe.
Ever. Right, okay. I'm really interested for this new segment.
New segment.
You sort of teased it. I'm really excited.
New segment. This could be fun.
Yeah.
I think it could be fun.
Okay.
You ever heard that story of the red paperclip?
No, please.
Okay, so it was. Have you never heard the one red paperclip story? Anyone? No? One red paperclip, I've got it actually up here. It was created by Canadian blogger Kyle McDonald, who traded his way from a single red paperclip to a house.
Nice.
You heard it? It's a pretty famous story.
No, you're going to have to reiterate it, dude.
All right. Well, it's simple. Simple strategy is you start with a thing, and then you trade it. Okay. You just keep swapping.
Okay. Nice.
So we're going to play. We're going to play it this year. What a great storyline.
Okay.
2025, we're starting with something quite small.
Okay.
So I'll show you what it is.
I like the idea of this. It's a really cool idea. Please show me.
All right. So this is what we're starting with. And
so
we'll
this is the red paperclip.
As we go. We need a working title as well. TRC Swap Shop.
Yeah. What is it first? Red paperclip's quite nice. Like it sounds
super
like
easy.
something. It makes you
it's
think.
Similar, but not really. It's not similar at all. So this is our first item that we're going to start the swap game with. All right. If I could get it out of this bag.
It's a really interesting idea. I like it.
It's a gecko.
I'm not very swappy. I was never very swappy at school and stuff.
Were you not?
No.
Well, okay. So this is what we're starting with. We're starting with pants.
Nice. That's a currency we can all.
We can get behind pants. So we've got a selection of Saxe underwear, but not just any Saxe underwear.
Yeah.
We've got a selection of underwear signed by Jackson Goldstone. All right, we'll put it there. Greg Minnar.
Oh,
Goat pants.
We got the goat, arguably the future goat.
Yeah, and Loza.
Oh, so Loza in there as well.
Loza's in there as well.
Another young goat.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to start with. Okay, so at retail value, we're saying 90 quid. It's
That's
a bit
without
higher
the
than
signature.
a
That's insane.
bit higher than a red paperclip.
Yeah,
so the challenge now is if you want 3 pairs of signed underwear, size small and medium, perfect size, great Christmas gift in the future, or just whatever, then I reckon the best way we do it is we go Instagram DMs. What will you offer us to trade for the 3 pairs of sacks.
It's for the set. It has to be for the set. You can't break them up.
It's for the 3 pairs. And then we'll take some of the things that we get sent to us. We'll throw them up maybe, or we'll decide between ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll do the trade. And then the next time we sit and record, we'll go again. We'll see what we've got. And then we'll trade that for something.
Like it.
All right. So we're putting it into the hands of the companionship.
It's really good.
It's not, I'm just throwing the first thing in.
Do you think it's going to get to a certain value and then it's just going to be like, we're going to get stuck?
I don't know.
It's going to get to like an air fryer.
So have you seen how... So it's a great one. If anyone wants to swap an air fryer, because it's a great time to do it, dude. We're just after Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Not from me. You're not going to have a gift to swap.
Now, this is
you
brilliant.
ain't going to have anything. But...
I'm really excited.
So Kyle went... I'll give you a quick overview of the timeline. Started off with red paperclip. Traded it for a fish-shaped pen. He then traded that the same day for a doorknob. He then traded that for a camping stove. He then went and traded that for a generator. See how it can start? Do you know what I mean?
How did he make these trades? How was he doing it? Not through a podcast?
No, not through a podcast. We're the first. So it was 2005. I think he was doing it through his blog. Because apparently his blog got loads.
It's a really cool idea for the podcast as well, then, isn't it? Yeah. Like
and then he went for an empty keg of beer, and then full keg, and then an empty keg of beer. So you got a full keg, and then there was an IOU to fill it. So
yeah.
Basically 2 kegs of beer, a party, and then he went Then his party got swapped for a snowmobile.
How did a party get swapped for a snowmobile?
I don't know. On December the 8th, 2005, he traded the instant party to Quebec comedian and radio personality Michael Barrett for a Ski-Doo snowmobile. So he then went from a Ski-Doo snowmobile within a week of that, he traded the snowmobile for a 2-person trip to York, British Columbia. He then went to a box truck. He then traded that for a recording contract. He then traded that for a year's rent in a house. He then traded that for an afternoon with Alice Cooper. We're nearly at the end. Alice Cooper got traded for a motorised snow globe. He then traded the snow globe for a part in a movie called Donna on Demand.
Snow globe?
Yeah. He traded the afternoon with Cooper for a Kiss motorised snow globe.
I mean...
Must be a good one. Collector's item.
Must be. It's done 12 months of rent, dude.
He ended a year later, almost to the day, with a 2-story farmhouse in Saskatchewan.
Nice.
So I reckon, let's go on a journey, man. We've got all year, and then at the end of the year, we can see what we've got, and we can either donate it to charity or we can not.
If there's anything that the companionship are going to be good at,
this is a
the
game.
Listeners of this podcast, it is this.
So what have you got? Come at us into the Instagram DM, send a photo, and this is what you want to trade it with, or tag us on Instagram, something like that, and then we'll
dude.
Then we'll go from there. So yeah,
TRC red paperclip.
TRC red paperclip.
Let's get it going with
Swap
Syndicate
shop.
Pants. Love it.
Syndicate
Brilliant.
Pants. Yeah, signed, sealed. It's a good prize actually, to be fair.
Oh mate, well excited. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, really good.
Good. I've been sat on that one for a while.
Great segment idea. I really like it. Yeah.
What would you swap? What is there anything in your arsenal where you'd be like, okay, for the pair of pants I've got, something, for example. Is there anything you think we should look out for? Like, is there a certain thing that we think, I don't know, like, does it need to be bike related? I don't think it does.
No, I don't think
needs
so.
to be random,
it needs to be
so
completely
air fryer, like that sort of. Maybe not an air
After
fryer.
Christmas, I feel like there's going to be those things sitting around in boxes that you could possibly see.
Yeah.
But deciding which one to go with.
Then we have to decide between us which one we go with, or we throw up the Instagram and we let people decide, and then we go from there.
I like it. And we got to have them in the background until we swap them. That's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Up for swap.
Up for swap, mate. Up for swap. We got the 3 pairs of sacks. I was thinking, like, what can I take? That's pretty
It's
good.
a nice paperclip. I like it.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's a
good
high value
start.
paperclip.
It's mainly because you can say we started with a pair of pants.
Yeah.
So we started with a pair of pants. 3 pairs.
All started with 3 pairs of pants.
Yeah.
And now look.
Now look at us. We've got a house.
Imagine. Very cool. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so if anyone, if you want to
swap
like
shop.
sort of bypass this and you're listening and you got a house that you don't want to,
You can jump forward a few steps if you want.
yeah, and maybe you got a bit caught short the day before, a couple of skidders up the back, not a problem. We got you covered.
Oh dear. What else have I got on my notes? I I thought it'd be interesting to say a big congratulations, really, to our boy, sort of local boy, your boy, really, Felix Griffiths, for his speaking of the syndicate, you know, bagging the ride on the syndicate. It's really cool.
Dude, very exciting, yeah.
I did write that in my notes, so I think that's really fucking sick.
Really, really sick. And like, we should really have a lot of team news coming soon. It sort of seems to be slowly coming out, doesn't it? Now,
there's a bit.
We should do an episode. In fact, let's dedicate an episode so that we sit down and actually work it out. Because I feel like
season's a long way off.
Yeah,
but this is news time.
It is news.
There's only been one big one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But really, we should start collating and start building the hype for the season, because I am excited.
I'm excited. We've got fantasy coming back.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
we've got fantasy coming back, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
bigger and better than ever.
Yep. I don't know who'd be on my team this year. You know, we haven't had enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be quite a topsy-turvy year, couldn't it?
I like Danny Hart on that Norco. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep, very cool.
Big fan of that. Big fan of Danny Hart on that Norco. That's one that at the moment to me that's standing out. Mm-hmm. I just think he deserves that factory ride after years of not having one.
Yeah.
Couple of years not having one. Yeah, I think it's going to be good for him. I think, yeah.
Very cool.
There's a lot going on.
We should get Danny on.
Yeah, we should get Danny
on. We need to get Danny
He's had the offer many times.
Yeah.
So come on, Danny. Make the trip down, dude. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots going on in the behind the scenes, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, let's collate it. Let's get it all together.
Okay.
Put it in an episode.
Work on it.
Let's get some hype rolling into the season.
You just use ChatGPT.
Very exciting. Yeah, true. Yeah. Any news on the 25th season?
Oh dear. Anything else going on in your life that you want to talk about at the moment?
Dude, honestly, I've been ill, bit useless. Went to Sicily.
So did you stay in
the
flat over there? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, stayed in the flat. All functioning perfect. Did advert for a new fork that's going to be released soon for X Fusion. Yep. Did a small holiday with George where I was sort of like desperately rushing around trying to impress her, make her want to go to Sicily again, because I sort of feel like it's my thing to sell for some reason. That's not really. I don't really need to.
Sicily ambassador.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it was wicked. We went up Etna. We went to Syracuse. It's pretty cool. It's quite hard to comprehend Roman history, for example, and it's something that there's quite a lot of like ruins and stuff. And
cool.
When you start, you know, when you see something that looks like an amazing ornate building and you find out it's like 700 BC, it doesn't even really mean. I've never really thought about what that means.
No.
But that means 700 plus 2025.
BC 0.
Yeah, so that means it's nearly 3,000 years old, and it's a building, and it just makes you think like Romans were pretty. Like they had a lot of stuff going on. These weren't like mud huts. These are like really amazing buildings, and with plumbing and heating and all of this. So
I love all that stuff.
It's mad to think, isn't it?
I love all that stuff. Like, I'm a massive fan, obviously, of like the lost civilization conversations and stuff like that. Have you watched Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix?
I don't know.
Really good. Really interesting.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people aren't a massive fan of Graham Hancock, but I like that work, and I just find it interesting. Like, all of that stuff where you can just think about where you came from and who are your ancestors. Like, where were they? Where did they live? How did you, the fact that we're sat here is, cavemen had to get together and for us to even be sat here. I think the whole thing's just a massive spin out. It's really cool to think about.
It is. But I think what's mad about those ruins is like, when I go to America, I think, God, everything's so new.
Yeah.
Like, it would be weird living in somewhere with like, it feels like no history that you can actually see. And then you go to London and you can see a bit more of it, and it's mint.
Yeah.
And then you go to like Sicily and there's like Roman stuff, and it's actually quite hard. It's almost quite hard to understand it. And then you see Stonehenge, and it's so far from what you know.
Yeah.
Like the Roman stuff, at least they look like buildings, and you can imagine
they're quite intact. Like
some stuff is insane. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Some stuff is insane.
Yeah. I really want to go, mate. Looking forward to going.
You should, yeah.
We've got a bit of time now, so it's nice. Like, not time, but like not as much pressure to be around at home. So
got you. Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh yeah, get out there, dude.
Really looking forward to heading out there. Just having a holiday in general pretty soon, I think.
Nice.
Quite ready for a holiday, to be honest. Bit of winter sun or something somewhere.
Nice.
What's the weather like in Sicily right now? Is it
20
hot,
degrees,
cold?
yeah.
20 degrees.
Pretty nice, yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I'm keen for that.
Hell yeah, get out there, dude, whenever.
I'm keen for it.
Get it done.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to go see a Supercross this year as well, but we'll see.
Yeah. Which one?
Don't know, somewhere cool.
Nice.
Somewhere different. You know, everyone's like, oh, Cali, you go there. I just want to go somewhere a bit different. and
Somewhere
see
you've not
it.
been. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'd
hear
like
ya.
to go somewhere different. Tennessee, something like that. Tennessee would be cool as well.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I might try and put it together with another trip. I'm going to Canada in May for a sax event, actually. So if I can link that somehow together, that'd be nice. I don't know.
Oh, I wonder what you will have swapped out those pants for in May.
Let's see. It's quite exciting to think about, isn't it?
It is.
You know, the old swap shop will be... can you use swap shop in there? No.
I don't know. You're trying to think of a
his name.
section name, yeah.
I don't know if you can say his name.
What?
The BBC guy, Jimmy.
Oh, I don't know about.
I think he had swap shop. Or is that Keith Chegwin? Both pedos. Probably not. Sorry, Keith.
Throwing it out there. Poor Keith.
I don't think he's alive.
Is he not?
No.
Well, that doesn't mean you can taint his name with
What,
allegations. Unfounded.
Noel Edmonds. Yeah.
Noel
There
Edmonds. Who is?
Who knows? A lovely bloke.
Yeah,
Huh?
no doubt.
Yeah.
I used to like Mr. Blobby. Anyway, I don't think that's really good chat for the podcast, to be quite honest with you.
Probably not, mate. Yeah, it's been nice just to catch up. Thanks
Absolutely.
everyone as well. Like, really appreciate everyone out there for the kind words after having a week off because not feeling up to doing this.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And we got some big guests coming in hot. 2025 is going to be
We have.
fantastic.
We
Life
have.
is good.
Life is good. Brad Pitt on in February.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. Thank you to, obviously, just everyone, man. It's New Year, innit? It feels weird because it's middle of January, but it's New Year. We've got a lot of plans. We've got some cool stuff happening. We've got big guests lined up. We've got new sponsors. We've got all sorts happening. We're in it at the moment, mate, aren't we? Life is good. Life is good.
Thanks ever so much for listening, watching, or however you consumed this podcast. I don't know how you might snort it. Basically listening and watching. You can't yet snort a podcast.
Not yet.
No.
But it might.
But yeah,
The
with
way
the
AI's
help
going,
of
mate,
AI,
yeah.
that's it.
You
Scratch
could
and
snort
Sniff
it on 8
podcast.
speed.
We're on our way. Peace and love.
Like and subscribe, please. Mate, what an episode.
Brilliant. I thought you were really great, Davey.
Mate, and I thought you were even better.
Thanks, dude.
Better
Thanks,
than
dude.
normal.
Oh, cheers.
Hey, how about we tell our lovely podcast community to hit subscribe here.
Yeah.
Click on the video on Olly's face.
That's right.
Click on the video on my face.
Yeah.
And follow us at The Ride Companion on Instagram.
They can like and comment as well.
Please do.
I'm going to try and get this energy and I'm going to bring it into next week.
Let's fast forward to next week's episode.
Done.